It's episode 122 of Unstuck, and in this episode, we're uncovering the 3 biggest money blocks that are keeping you from building the business of your dreams. So stay tuned. I'm Shawn Mynar, and this is Unstuck, a space for heart-centered entrepreneurs to implement both the inner work and outer strategies required to get unstuck and build the impactful, profitable business of their dreams. No hustle, grind, or long hours required. Let's get into today's session. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to the Unstuck podcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in, for being here, for subscribing, for sharing, for commenting, for leaving reviews. All of the things that you do to support me and this show mean the absolute world. And I love you all so much for that. Today, we're talking money blocks. It's been a while. We haven't talked about money here on the show in a while. One of my favorite topics, definitely something that we could probably have an entire podcast, like the whole podcast could be about money blocks and just the reminders that I think we all need to hear at times about money and the stories that we create around money and the blocks that we have around money. It's just something that I think requires a lot of repetition, a lot of reminders. I think a lot of you listening today have probably heard some of the other episodes that we've had about money blocks and limiting beliefs around money and all the stuff we talk about here. And still, like, our programming is still taking over. And we find ourselves still in the same patterns of beliefs and stories and thoughts and emotions around money, even though we technically know the other way, the other path. It takes this like constant attention almost, at least I have found, this constant attention to your money mindset in order to actually improve it, in order to actually make that shift that you are working towards. So let's talk about money. This also comes at a great time for everyone in Unstuck Entrepreneur as we are going through our 7 days of money mindset coaching right now together as a group. So yes, kind of planned that on purpose so that we could cap off the week with this episode and just really reminding you of everything that you've been through. If you are not part of Unstuck Entrepreneur and you want to do that 7 days of money mindset coaching with me and with the tools that I have provided for you, which include journaling, visualizations, meditations, hypnosis, and a whole coaching session, if you want that, it's available to you right now. And I made it for very short time only, just $37. $37. You can get these tools that you will have lifetime access to really continue to work on your money mindset and build in that repetition to do the reprogramming that we all really crave and really want in our lives to have a different relationship with money. So if that's something you're interested in, head to ShawnMynar.com/moneymagnet. That's ShawnMynar.com/moneymagnet, and you can get access to all of the things that I really recommend that you do to reprogram your beliefs and thoughts and ideas around money for just $37, my friends. Okay, so I have decided to really keep things simple for this episode and break down the blocks that we have around money, specifically as it relates to our businesses, into 3 categories. So we're going to go through those 3 categories, and then I have just one tool, just one thing for you to start doing in your life and in your business to rework these stories, to think and act differently around money. So really simplified today. But first, before we get into it, let me remind you all of where I come from when I talk about money mindset and why it's so important to me is because I had a really big problem with my money mindset up until about 5-6 years ago. Now, I distinctly remember exactly where I was when I had this aha moment about why I couldn't make money, why I couldn't get my act together. Not that I was irresponsible or anything like that, but I just wasn't making the money that I really deep down desired. I was, just kind of getting by, and I couldn't get beyond that. I couldn't make anything else happen besides that specific amount of money that basically just got me by. And I was on a walk. I was listening to You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. Great book. I happened to be listening to it on a walk on this bridge. And she said something, and I don't know exactly what she said. I don't know the exact line of the book that was my aha moment, but I remember it clicking that I had been thinking about money in the complete opposite way of what I really wanted. So deep down, I had been thinking, first of all, I am not good enough to charge what I'm worth. People wouldn't be able to afford it if I did charge what I was worth. And I don't need to make a bunch of money. I just want to help people. Those were my three big things. I was just making this whole story in my mind and had been for a really long time. And keep in mind, at this point, I was an entrepreneur. I had my own business, but I was really hurting myself because of these stories that I was playing in my head around money that up until that point, I didn't know existed. They were there. They were acting out. I could see that in every possible way once I acknowledged what I had been saying in my mind for so long. But I never clicked until that moment when I realized that they were stories, that it wasn't the truth, that it wasn't reality, and that I had complete control to choose differently. It was up to me to change the words that I was saying in my head, the voices in my head, the thoughts in my head, and then how I was acting accordingly, which at that point was not charging remotely enough. Like, it's embarrassing to think about what I was charging my clients at that point, and so obvious as to why I couldn't really make ends meet very well, because I wasn't charging appropriately for my time or my expertise. And I was also assuming that everyone else, all of my clients, wouldn't be able to afford it if I did raise my prices. So I never raised my prices. I just assumed that they would fire me if I did. And I just stayed still, never did anything else, and always had problems making ends meet. So that was a really pivotal moment for me. And ever since then, as I said, it's been 5 or 6 years now, my money mindset has been a pretty consistent practice for me. We live in a world that is so obsessed with money and has so many stories as a society around money and behaviors that I really don't think that it is something that you will ever just need to not do. That is something that you will make this switch. Okay, my money mindset has changed and I'm done and I got this, and it's never going to revert back to the way it was. Unless you are like super enlightened or a monk, or you don't have contact with the outside world or whatever it is, then maybe you can make it happen. But I think the majority of us, we have connections with the outside world. We talk to people that have money issues, that haven't worked on their money mindset at all. And it is like this constant force against the things that we are changing within ourselves. All of this to say, money mindset work is a continuous process. It has been for me for the past 5 years. It will be most likely for you too. And if you are now realizing, okay, maybe I'm reverting back to some of these things, then the next thing to ask yourself is, have I been working on this? Is this something that remains top of mind while I'm doing my mindset practices? And what else do I need to start digging into to really get to the bottom of it? And I know it's hard. I know it's challenging. I know that ego voice is pretty loud when it comes to money. Like I said, we have a lot of opposing forces out in the world that go against what we're trying to do, but it is necessary because money blocks are the biggest reason why you will not have the business that you desire. I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say it. It is the truth. You are going to block the flow of money, which is necessary to have a thriving business, obviously. You're going to repel opportunities to make more money. You're going to attract people and situations that make it hard to make money. You're going to attract a business that requires a lot of hours from you to make money, a lot of effort, a lot of hours, a lot of stress. You'll refuse to invest in your expansion because of your poor relationship with money. Your money stories will keep you stuck in your business. 100%. That is what we're going to talk about today. All right, the quote for today comes straight from a book that I'm reading now for the second time. It's by David Jacandi, I believe is how you say that. It's called A Happy Pocket Full of Money. I love this book. It is very woo, but also very scientific. There is like the perfect combination of talking about the universe, talking about energy, talking about universal laws, also backed with the science behind why that works as it relates to quantum mechanics, quantum physics. It is so good at explaining it. It takes a couple times, honestly, to read through, to really soak in and to really understand it in a way that makes sense, I have found, but it is really good. And yes, it's about money. It's about building your wealth consciousness, but it is for everything. Like right now, I'm using the words of the book and the teachings of the book to help me grasp how I can manifest our future home. As a lot of you know right now, it's a big, big thing in my world is not having a home, living in a temporary place that we don't want to be living in, wanting to get back to our home and, desiring that, but also having this big question mark of how it's going to happen and when it's going to happen. Those are things I'm being reminded to let go of because I know that's what is necessary while keeping my vision of that home really fresh and really strong. That is what I'm up to right now. Sidetrack, big major sidetrack there. But the book is helping with that. So yes, it's about money. It's about so much more. You can use it in any area of your life. The quote from the book, A Happy Pocket Full of Money. The hardest part of wealth acquisition is the taming of your own mind, a thing that is totally within your own control. The hardest part of wealth acquisition is the taming of your own mind, a thing that is totally within your own control. And that's really the end result of everything that we talk about today is reminding yourself, keeping this in mind. You are the one in charge here. You are the one that is in control. You have the ability to tame your own mind, to change your tune, to shift your mindset, whatever you want to call it. That is within your power. And that is what will be the deciding factor of how things will go for you from here on out as it relates to money, to wealth, to everything. But we'll keep it to money today, but know that and think about that quote in all areas of your life too. All right, let's get to these 3 money blocks that you need to get over in order to grow your business. The first one I have titled the work block. This is really also known as your relationship with money, especially as it relates to work. So this is a block for you if you have thoughts or say things like, I have to work hard to make money. Money doesn't grow on trees. Money doesn't come easily. I don't deserve to make a lot of money unless I work this many hours, I have this much experience, I'm this. So I don't deserve unless. Money is stressful. Just a few snippets of what could be going through your mind, what that ego voice could be saying if you have the work block going on as it relates to money. If your relationship with money is a little dicey. And I chose it specifically as it relates with work because I think one of the most common money blocks out there for business owners specifically is the I have to work hard to make money and money doesn't come easily. And so as you can see, when we have those money blocks, which may not even be something we ever decided on, it was something passed down to us through generations of in our family or friends or something like that. When you carry these beliefs into your business, well, you're not going to create a business that's very sustainable, let alone fun for you, let alone building that freedom in that you're looking for, because you don't believe that you can make money while working less or passively while you're not working at all. That does not come naturally to you. And you are going to seek out opportunities that actually make you work harder to make more money. You are not going to seek out opportunities that make it easier for you to make money as you work less. That just you won't even recognize that as being an opportunity. You won't believe that it's possible. You'll think it's like hocus pocus and you won't even acknowledge it. And so you are creating a business that just isn't sustainable because it's making it so that you have to work to make more money and you have to work harder to increase your income potential. So that's not fun. And I think that that's not what a lot of you are looking for when it comes to your business. It also shows signs of you actually repelling money. You're going to be stuck making a certain amount of money, and it's the amount of money that you have deemed possible for yourself. And that is the path that I was on right before I had this aha moment, which was just staying in this cycle of only making this certain amount of money that barely got me by and never anything more. This is what you're doing when you have the work block, because you are saying money doesn't come easily, money doesn't grow on trees, I don't deserve this money, I'm not capable of making more money. If I do make more money, life will be stressful, I'll be thought of differently, I'll be looked at differently, I'll change, whatever it is. This relationship with money is really at the heart of this. And you will end up repelling money and repelling opportunities to make more money. With this money block in particular, too, you will notice that you sabotage yourself. You sabotage your growth. You sabotage your business. You will do things that will keep you from growing without you even consciously recognizing that or consciously knowing it. This is a subconscious pattern that is happening in order to keep you in that safety zone where you have deemed that amount of money is safe and possible for you, and nothing else, no more, is ever going to be an option for you. So you will notice, and this is really interesting to just start picking up on, notice if you have seen any tendencies for you to sabotage yourself when there comes an opportunity to step outside, to make more money, to make passive income, to charge more. Have you noticed any sabotage tendencies? All right, so that is one block called the work block. Now let's move on to the second money block, which is the receiving block, also known as what you think and feel about selling, charging others, receiving money. Sounds like I'm not worthy of charging this much money. My gain is someone else's loss. They won't be able to afford this, so I will charge less. Again, you can see some similarities in my story with the receiving block. I was having issues receiving money, being able to charge appropriately, and assuming that others wouldn't be able to afford what I was really actually worth, which really is essentially me just putting my money stories onto them. Now, I think this is pretty clear how this is going to affect your business. Well, you're not going to make any money. You are not going to make money, let alone be able to increase your income in any capacity. You will undercharge. You won't value your time and experience. You will say yes when you want to say no. It is very hard for a lot of business owners to receive money, especially if you are a service-based business, which many of us are listening today. And basically what you are receiving money for is you, like you're taking money for you, which can be a hurdle to get over, I think, for a lot of people. But this is where you have to get in touch with the value that you are providing other people, the help that you can offer someone else, and the support and the guidance that so many people are looking for. So we really have to get in touch with what we are actually offering this world and how valuable that truly is. Another way this shows up and potentially damages your business is in your ability, or really, I guess I should say inability to sell, inability to talk about your offerings, inability to show up for the services that you do provide. So you spend all this time creating these amazing programs and offerings. You open your calendar to one-on-one clients, and then you kind of sort of tell people I'll just do an Instagram post. Oh, nobody responded. Guess I'm just doomed. And then you never talk about it again. It is the lack of confidence, I guess, in what you have to offer and how you promote that offer, how you sell yourself. This is super duper common, so common. And what it comes down to is having this block around receiving money, feeling worthy of someone else paying you, feeling like you deserve it and that you have something to offer that is the value that that person will be paying you for. Lots of blocks around this. I'm calling it the receiving block because you're not able to receive money. You have these weird feelings and weird stories when it comes to selling and receiving and charging. Let's move on to the third block now, which is what I'm calling the releasing block. This is where we talk about investing in yourself and your business, or how you feel and what you think about spending money. I think we all already know this is a big one. Will sound like spending money is scary. I'm out something when I spend money. I can't afford to invest in myself or my business. Obviously, when you say things like this, when you feel or think things like this, you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle. You're not going to start your business. You're not going to grow your business. You won't be able to scale because you have to invest in your business to grow your business. Yes, you invest time. Yes, you invest energy. Yes, you invest passion and purpose, but you also have to invest money. And money is just energy. It is the same thing as everything else I just mentioned: time, energy, effort, passion, purpose. It's all the same thing. It's all energy. And you have to invest all of it in order to start a business, grow a business, scale a business. You're going to have to pay for services, platforms, software, even just to get started. And I'm just going to say it, you're probably going to need some coaching. It is one of those things that you cannot DIY. You cannot DIY your business. And you will probably need some mentorship or coaching or guidance along the way also. So being scared to invest in your business or really just release the energy required for your business to grow will hold you back from the business that you desire. So just think about it this way. You don't buy a car thinking that you'll never have to put any money into it. In order for you to get where you want to go in that vehicle, you have to pay for gas, oil changes, tires. There's going to be other repairs along the way. It's a constant investment, and it's one that is worth it because it gets you from point A to point B. You don't think twice about it. You buy the car and you know you are going to be investing in that car forever until it dies or you sell it or whatever. And this is exactly how a business is. It is something that you have to continuously invest in order for it to continue to get you from point A to point B. So we don't think about it when it comes to a car, and yet so many people overthink it when it comes to their businesses, and they let it stop them from moving forward, which really shows me there's an even bigger block there too. So yes, it's money, but we're also probably using money to keep us as the excuse, I guess, to keep us in our safety zone for other reasons. It is so important to be able to loosen your grip on money, which we seem to have such a bigger grip on than anything else in our worlds. Loosen your grip on money just a little bit in order to make more money. When you invest in your business, it's basically like someone being like, hey, if you give me $5 today, in a month, I'll give you $100. Would you do it? Yeah, of course you would. Who wouldn't? And that is what it's like investing in your business. We have to stay in that flow of money. And here are just some quick reminders that really go along with all of these blocks. The biggest thing is that money is energy, just like everything else in this world. And it is always in a place of flow. And if you are having problems releasing money and receiving money, then you are clogging that flow for yourself. You can either be a part of it and you can accept money and you can release money. You accept money and you release money. And that is the constant flow of energy. It will take you releasing money in order to get yourself to a place of receiving money. And vice versa. You receive money and it allows you to release more money. But if you have blocks in any of those areas, then you are clogging up that flow for yourself, and it will show up as you not making the income that you desire, not having the business that you desire, not increasing, not growing your income because of the clog in the money flow that you have created for yourself. Another reminder is that money doesn't have any meaning at all. It is a tool used for exchange. It is not bad, stressful, scary, evil, hard to come by. None of that. It is simply a tool that we use to exchange one thing for another. So if someone is going to pay you for your services, it is because what you have to offer is something they need. And if you are going to pay for someone else's services or products or things, then that is because you are getting something valuable in return that will enhance you and your life and your business or whatever it is that you're buying. It is a tool to exchange energies. So if it has a meaning to you, if you have a story about it being stressful, bad, scary, hard to come by, then that is because you are giving it that meaning, not money itself. Money is neutral. You are giving it that meaning, which, going back to our quote from today, that means you can change it because you are the one in control here. And my last little reminder for you before I get into your one action item for today. What you desire is possible for you. The wealth, the abundance, the business that you desire is possible for you, and it is already within you. All you have to do is shift your perspective and make the choice to see things differently. Shift what you decide to see as your reality. What you desire is possible, and it is already within you. You get to decide what comes through based on where you put your attention. Please remember that always. All right, so as you know, usually in our Unstuck episodes, I give you several different steps, several different things to do kind of as your homework to start shifting, changing things, working on your mindset, all that. Today, I just want to do one because I truly believe that this will change everything for you in all areas of your life if you can just focus on this one thing. Are you ready? Let me make this as suspenseful as possible. Okay, the one thing. Do you actually believe it's possible for you? Do you actually believe it is possible for you? Do you actually believe it's possible for you to make $1 million a year? Do you believe it's possible for you to make $10,000 a month completely passively? What do you really think is possible? Because none of this is going to change. None of it is going to happen if you don't believe it. You have to start at the very, very beginning, which is to believe it. Believe it. Believe it's possible for you. And if you don't believe it's possible for you, then you need to figure out why. Knowing that what you desire is already within you, you need to figure out why you have created this story that says it's not possible for you. Get down and dirty, unpeel all of the layers of the onion to really understand why you have deemed it impossible and shift it. You are the one in control of your mind. You are the one that has the ability to tame your mind, to shift your perspective. It is possible for you. You just have to believe it. And then as soon as you believe it, even just a sliver of belief, start acting accordingly. Believe it and then act. Believe it and then act. Yes, it's possible for me to be a millionaire. Then act accordingly. What do you need to do to make that a reality? Yes, it's possible for me to make $10,000 while I work way less. What do you have to do to make that happen? Act accordingly. That's it. That's it. It really is that simple. That's really all it takes. And that is why I just wanted to give you the one thing. I just want you to do that for yourself, for your business. I want you to start getting really clear on these money blocks that you have. And I want you to see how they are impacting the business that you have or don't have, the money that you have or don't have, the income that is or isn't growing. We've got to get really clear on this and what is actually behind it. And then we can move on to the strategies that are allowing us to make more money. But we've got to start here or else you're going to stay stuck no matter what strategies you try to figure out in your business. It's not going to change anything because you still have these blocks. So start here. That's what we do in Unstuck Entrepreneur, and then move on to build this business that brings it to reality, brings all of your desires and makes them your reality. All right, my friends, I will leave you with that today. As I mentioned, if you want to get started on really reprogramming your subconscious to release these money blocks and create a new money story for yourself, which is the very first step here, $37, limited time offer. Get in on this now before the price increases back to its original $97. ShawnMynar.com/money magnet. That's ShawnMynar.com/money magnet. I will link it in the show notes for easy access. You will get lifetime access to all of the tools required, scientifically proven, to shift your subconscious programming specifically around money. And with that, I will leave you for the week. If this episode resonated with you, first of all, please let me know. Send me a DM over on Instagram at UnstuckEntrepreneur and just let me know you listened. Let me know that it helped you. Second of all, share it with a friend. Share it with someone else that you know who may be trying to build a business, maybe trying to grow a business, and is coming up against some hurdles. We all know now this is where they need to start. So feel free to share this with a friend. And until next time, take care. If you're like most of my clients, you followed your passion for health, got your certifications, did the trainings, and now you're excited to have your very own thriving, impactful wellness business. But how do you actually do that? It's a common position to be in, especially in the wellness space, because no one teaches you this whole business thing along the way. This trend is exactly why I'm here, a passionate nutritionist turned business coach for wellness professionals, because I'm done seeing wellness practitioners continue to play small in their business simply because they don't know the right steps to take. If you're like most wellness pros out there with a dream to start their own impactful, freedom-filled business, you've probably spent hours trying to build your website, figure out what the heck to post on social media, and taking all the courses to try to get confident in what you're doing. Or maybe just the thought of all that sends you into a puddle of stress and overwhelm. Good news, you don't need a perfect website, a killer Instagram strategy, or to be an expert to have an impactful and successful business. What you do need is a plan. The Wellness Business Blueprint is the jumpstart you need to plan, prepare, and execute on your passion for helping others without that sinking feeling of overwhelm. Because this isn't like the other stuffy, boring business plans out there. The Wellness Business Blueprint is centered around you. What feels good to you? What's right for your business, your dreams, and your lifestyle? What keeps you in alignment and your energy flowing? What allows you to stay sane and stress-free and excited in your business? Because building your dream wellness business starts with a plan that works for you. This free 15-page printable workbook will take you through my signature Flow and Grow business framework so you can create your own business vision while gaining clarity, structure, and a solid plan to move forward. Download it today and get started on your business blueprint. Head to ShawnMynar.com/WBB. That stands for Wellness Business Blueprint, and get started building your dream wellness business today. Again, that's ShawnMynar.com/WBB.